Hey everybody, so I know, as usual, fighting the clock, sunset's coming. All right, so again, if I'm looking down, sorry about that because I'm on a trail, gotta pay attention to my feet. So I wanted to jump in and talk with you. Again, I'm Hyland with Hyland Life Coaching, and I'll put the details below. Please like this, smash the like button, I totally appreciate it. Add your comments. Okay, so I wanna jump in about the journey of discovery, okay? And sometimes when we have something in our life that disrupts us, okay, there is a, I'm gonna say like a blast, okay? It's like this blast happens, it's like a major intersection, like, oh my gosh, pay attention to this one moment. And then your life is going in a different pattern, a different pathway, okay? And I'm going to share a specific thing that I came across just today, which again shows you how sometimes there is a timing to everything. There is a timing to having God line up all the necessary things that you need, and it's in His timing, okay? So, last week I was doing something, and long story short, I was gathering some papers for a banking meeting, and I was approved for this loan. So I was very excited about this. And you have to understand, there's been, since my fiance died, there's been a tremendous amount of financial stress and overwhelm and impact to my life because of his drug addiction, okay? So it has been a very challenging couple years to dig my way out of the mess that he created. So what I'm getting at is, in this action steps that I performed last week about moving forward and getting my focus on track again and putting certain things in place to support me in my journey and in my business journey, what happened was, today, I am gathering again some paperwork for a business plan that I am approaching some lenders about. And so there's a lot of documentation that is necessary that I need to gather. And with my traumatic brain injury, okay, I really struggle, or let me rephrase that. See, this is where we catch ourselves. I have struggled in my past with technical things on the internet and documents and seeing where to go with the tabs, and that's really sometimes very challenging for me with my traumatic brain injury, and therefore there's sometimes a delay on my part to assimilate the information. It takes me a little bit. And so when I'm dealing with people that are very impatient, sometimes they get agitated and irritated with me because I am literally like, I don't see it. Can you describe what the color looks like? Is this on the left side of the screen, the right side of the screen? Okay. This is something that I deal with as I am repairing my brain injury. So bottom line, I was going through and gathering these documents, and I found by a word search, okay, in looking for specific documents, I found a bunch of other documents that happened to be, they like came up in this clip, okay, this search. And many of these documents just had my name, like Ann Hyland PDF, you know what I mean? There was no real label to it. I mean, that could mean a variety of things, right? All the PDFs that are on my computer, oh my goodness, right? So bottom line, I was seeing all these different documents that were not labeled properly. And this, I realized, was when things get downloaded from your downloads folder. If you don't rename them into a name that you can remember, well, some of these slip through. And some of these documents were the exact documents that I was looking for. And that's what I mean about how God is so merciful and gracious. Like, I'm looking and looking and looking for this document, and there it is. and Hyland.pdf. And it's the exact document that I'm looking for, that I would have not even opened, but that little still small voice was like, open that one. Okay, I was obedient, and there it was, the exact document that I was looking for. So what I'm getting at is, when you are obedient, you put your time into cultivating your relationship with God. You get into your prayer, you read your Bible, you have your prayer time with God, praying for yourself and your family and the people in your life, the teams in your life, your business, all that. You pray for people, and you declare what you want out loud. You start implementing the things God told you to do. And guess what? In a very short amount of time, your life is leveling up to a new reality. So I want to be authentic and humble and share the honesty with myself that sometimes the things that you think and the things that you understand are not always what you think. God has a plan for you to go through the circumstances that you're going through, to learn the new skills that God is giving you to learn. And it is in our surrender to Him, it's in our honoring of God and how wonderful and gracious and glorious He is that gives us our continued strength to go on, to trudge on this life path, so that we too can become transformed and renewed one day at a time, more and more in His likeness, more and more in His victory, in His resurrection of all the things in our life that weren't going well. And one by one, He takes each issue and resurrects it and brings you into completion. So some of these things on my business plan, I have been working and striving towards, and feeling failure, feeling the mistakes, feeling like my brain's not working, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like I don't know if I can do this. Who's gonna want a life coach that has a traumatic brain injury? Who's gonna want somebody that isn't as quick with certain things? I'm great with other things, but some things, business management things, sometimes I really struggle. And it's not that I'm deficient in the sense that I can't do anything. It's just that sometimes I have to go about it in a different way. And the point is, when I think about where I was, as this incredibly talented yoga teacher, Pilates teacher, dance teacher that was teaching celebrities and, really burning the candle at both ends and working 7 days a week, not having any rest, trying to do it all. And although I love my life, I love my VIP way of living, I loved some of the perks and the benefits that I had in that particular portion of my life. But when the car accident hit, and through the whole journey of discovering about my injuries, how to manage my injuries, how to deal with my traumatic brain injury, how to handle the stresses, the obstacles, the challenges that were just part of my car accident recovery, it has taught me that, again, God is the source. He is the one that grants me the possibility of renewal, of transformation, regeneration, and it is in my surrender to Him and His glory that I receive my victory. But it's not by me boasting about how great I am, because I've made a series of seriously bad mistakes, violating the 10 Commandments, not having a personal relationship with God, all over the place previously. And now I have this amazing, intimate communication with my Lord. And I'm telling you, my life is so much better. So much better. And there's the cutest little bunny that's on the grass right now. So cute. So the point is that we all have that invitation that wherever we are in our life and whatever we are going through, that the God of our understanding is there waiting patiently for us to surrender to Him so that He can give us the keys to a life that is so much better living and so much worth it when we surrender. And it doesn't mean that we are going to be without problems. Problems are still part of the journey. Solving problems is part of the journey. But one day at a time, as we gain our confidence with solving certain smaller problems, then we can handle solving larger problems. And by solving all the small problems and medium problems and the large problems, then we are able to check off, that big check off of, hey, all those little action steps. Now my business is at this particular level that years ago it wasn't at this level. But now today it's at this level because of all the little action steps that I took along the way. And for people that are, still kind of like new and starting out on their business journey, and they're like, this seems overwhelming, and how do you manage all these things? And the point is, yes, part of this journey, it's hard. It requires a tremendous amount of self-discipline as a life coach, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. It requires a tremendous amount of self-management, self-discipline, self-confidence, surrendering to God, asking for God's help. And then when the help arrives and shows up, to have the fortitude and the commitment to keep going no matter what, to keep going no matter how hard it is, to keep going while you're trudging uphill right now. Oh my gosh, that hill. Whew. So what I'm getting at is, if I were to have said, having a broken foot and a broken leg, it's too hard. I'm just gonna stay broken. I don't want to get healed. Too much effort. And I just sat on my bed and never went anywhere, never exercised my leg or my body, never did any brain exercises or mental, recovery. If I didn't do any of that, and I was just like, I'll just stay like I am, I would be a very unhappy person. Thank goodness, thank God that I surrendered, that I knew that my life was going to be better if I kept asking for help along the way, and help from the source. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and all His righteousness, and all things will come to you. So again, I'm gonna grab my keys and sign out. So my friends, life is a journey. It is what you make it. Take it seriously. Do what's necessary. Smash that like button. I really appreciate it. And check out my deets in the info. Have a good one.